Today we're going to set up our first MLA document to type it using Google Docs. MLA just means Modern Language Association, and they're an organization that developed the format for research papers that a lot of colleges and high schools follow. When you get over to the high school, you will be using MLA style. First thing to do is to log into your Google account. Once you're logged in, you go to the upper right to the apps launcher and click it. Under the apps, you find the one for Docs. It's the little blue piece of paper with a turn down corner, and you click it. Once the Docs is open, we're going to start with a new document, so click right here on the plus sign to start with a blank one. Once you get into the doc, you'll notice that it looks very similar to other word processing programs. We're going to go up here to the far left and name our file. So if you click up here and then just backspace to clear that out, and I want you to name this file antivirus and then type your name. Now for those of you that are wondering, you don't type the actual words, your name. You put your name in there. Mine would be antivirus Carla Elliott. I can't have everybody turning in antivirus your name, then I wouldn't know which one belongs to you. The next thing you do for MLA style is you have to change the font size to 12. So go up here to your font size, drop down, click 12. And the font has to be Times New Roman. So click the drop down, scroll down to Times New Roman. If for some reason it's not on the list, you may want to look under more fonts. Okay, so we changed the font to Times New Roman size 12, and now we need to change our line spacing to double. So go over here to your line spacing button, click the down arrow, and choose double. Now you're ready to type the heading part of your MLA document. And MLA requires that you start with your name. So you type your first name and your last name. Remember that your name starts with a capital letter. When you press enter, you'll see the double line spacing because it leaves a little blank line in between what we just typed in our next line. MLA requires then that the teacher's name appear on the next line, followed by the class name. Now the fourth line of your heading is going to have the date, and the date line can be in a couple of different ways. One thing to remember though is that you do not abbreviate the month. The format that I see most often used is similar to what the military uses, so you're going to type the day first, followed by the month with no abbreviation, and a 4-digit year. Press enter. Now we're ready for the title of our document. And if it's to be a title, it needs to be over in the middle of the page. You do not tab it over. You do not space it over to the middle. You use the alignment buttons. You have 4 alignment buttons right here. Right now we're on left align. The second one is center, so I'm going to click center. And then you type the title of the paper. Hit enter. Now we need to go back to the left, so we're going to click the left alignment button and begin the first paragraph of the body of our document. The paragraph needs to have a first line indent, so the easiest way to do that is just to press your tab key one time. Do not space it over. That indents it a ½ inch from the margin. Then you begin typing your paper. You do not hit enter until you get to the end of a paragraph. This is called word wrap. You allow the computer to break the line and wrap the text around to the next line without you intervening. Do not hit enter until you get to the end of the paragraph. The line will break according to the size of the margins. Now MLA style requires that the margins be 1 inch all the way around, top, bottom, left, and right. Oops. Now, I did not show you how to set the margins because I knew that Google Docs already has their margins set at 1 inch all the way around. If you ever need to change the margins, you can go up here to File and then come down here and choose Page Setup, and you can change your margins here. But as you can see, it's already set to 1 inch, top, bottom, left, and right. Now, I'm here at the end of my paragraph, and I have not pressed Enter yet. When I get to this point at the end of the paragraph, I'm going to press Enter and then press Tab one time to indent and then continue typing. Now you will notice it says here all changes saved in Drive. Because it's Google Docs, it will save your document automatically to your Google Drive. You do not have to click Save like you have to in Microsoft Word. The only thing we haven't done for the MLA document is the heading, where we have to come into the header area up here within the margin space and put our name and page number. The way you do that is, well, there's several ways, but the one way is to go to Insert and then come down here to Header and click Header. Now, once you're in the header, you need to go over to the right hand side. You do not tab it over, you do not space it over. You use your right alignment button, which is your third alignment button right here. So when you click it, it takes your insertion point over here to the right. Now notice once we got into the header area, our font size and font changed back to the default. So the formatting is different in the header than it is on the paper. So you have to go and change Times New Roman, size 12 again. At this point, you're going to type just your last name, followed by a space. The page number appears here after your last name. However, you can't just type a 1. If you type a 1, then every page in your document will have the page number of 1. So what you have to do is you have to insert the page number. So if you go to Insert and point to Page Number, and then just choose this first one right here, it will insert it for you. When it goes to page 2, it will automatically change to a 2. To get out of the header, you can just click back down on your document. Once you have both the first and the second page typed, again, notice how it changed to page 2 here, then you need to go back and read over it for errors. You want to check not only that you typed the correct word, but that you did your spacing correctly and that you capitalized where you should capitalize things, and that you have everything wrapping correctly. If it does not wrap correctly on the paragraph endings, then on each of these line endings, then it may indicate that you have an error, a typing error. So just look carefully. I will also give you a word count a lot of times so that you can kind of check to see if you're on the right track. And to check your word count, you go to Tools and then Word Count. And you'll see for these 2 pages, the words are 296. Once you are satisfied with it, you think everything is correct, you come up here to the right and click the Share button. This is how you submit it to me. When you share a document, there's 3 things you can choose. You can choose to let the person edit it or comment it or just view it. Be sure if you're sending it to me that I can edit or comment, so that if I find any errors, I can note and point them out, and then you'll know how your grade was calculated. Here you put my email address. Okay, and if I don't pop up, you'll have to type the whole thing. If my picture doesn't appear, then something's wrong and you need to retype it. Then you just click send and it will send me a copy. It'll share it with me and I can go in and look at it and make comments on it and then give it back to you. And this is the first MLA document, the first 2 pages.